Y'all know I wrote a book, right? It's called Buy a Game and it's free. Click the link down there, you got it.
DreAllDay.com.
What's going on, everybody? Dre Baldwin with DreAllDay.com. Welcome to this week's motivation. This week's motivation is if you think you're going to lose, don't fight. Yes, you heard that clearly. If you think you're going to lose, don't fight. Often I'll get emails and private messages from athletes who say things like, well, Dre, I have tryouts coming up next week and I don't think the coach wants to pick up any new players. He only plays favorites and picks the people he knows he wants. Or the coach is only going to pick guys who are already on the team or who played with him in summer league and I didn't play summer league. Or the coach never pays me any mind because I'm this height and I don't think I'm tall enough to get any attention. Do I have any chance of even making it at tryouts? Or, Dre, I think I want to try to play pro basketball, but I'm 24 and I think it might be too late. What do you think? All these people who are asking the questions like that, if you've ever thought something like that, or maybe you even have that question, but you just haven't verbalized it yet, at least towards me, understand that you're already in a mindset position that you think you're going to lose. You already think things are not going to work out. You are already thinking this is not the right position for me to be in. And because you're thinking that, I'm going to tell you something right here. I'm going to tell you straight up. You don't need to even try. You might as well not even go into battle. You might as well not even put your chips into the middle of the table because those chips ain't coming back. Whenever you're in the frame of mind, people, of thinking about losing before you get into a competition, you usually lose. When you get in the frame of mind that you're thinking about winning and that's all you think about is winning, you don't allow a losing thought to come into your mind, usually you end up winning. And people may think, well, Dre, that sounds so simple and so basic. If it was that easy, why doesn't everybody do it? Well, let me tell you why everybody doesn't do it. Because it's much more easy to think negative than it is to think positive. It's much more easy to think negative than it is to think positive. And the thing that I just said, that if you only think positive and then you go into your competition, you'll usually win. People say, well, if it was that simple, everybody would be doing it. Tell me the last time you did it. Tell me the last time you had a situation in your life where it could have went this way, it could have went that way, and all you did was think about the positive outcome. You did not allow not one single thought of the negative outcome to come. And if it did, you canceled it out so quickly and so strongly that it was as if it never even happened before. When have you ever done that? And if you can think of a time you did it, I guarantee it worked out the way you wanted it to. Guarantee it worked out. I don't even have to know what it is. I don't even have to know who you are. And I know it worked out the way you wanted it to. Because the power of the mind, the power of your thought, the energy that comes from your thoughts that we talked about last week, it is so real that I don't even need to know you to know that that absolutely works. The challenge for people is they'll think 10 positive thoughts and then they'll think 3 negative thoughts. And the 3 negative is enough to far outweigh the 10 positive. Understand they're not equal, ladies and gentlemen. They're not equal. Negative thoughts travel much quicker, have much more energy, and we're much better at thinking negatively. We have a much stronger habit of negative thoughts, of thinking about losing, of thinking about why it won't work, than we do of thinking about winning, why it will work, how we can make this happen. And that's the reason why many people have all these hopes, dreams, goals, wishes, and ambitions and never see any of them come to fruition, because it's much easier to think about the negativity than it is to think about the positivity. This is just an absolute fact. It's easier. What's easier to do? To do a whole bunch of work and possibly get a success, or do nothing and just stay where you are? Which one is easier to do? Do nothing or do a whole bunch of work and maybe get a success? It's much easier to do nothing. Therefore, it's much easier, and thinking positive is the same way. Thinking positive is work. All right, thinking positive takes effort. You got to work hard to think positive. You got to remind yourself to think positive. You got to remind, oh yeah, I can't think that. I'm supposed to think positive. Damn, I'm thinking negative for the last 2 minutes. Now I got to think positive for the next 20 minutes. And you got to remember to do it. It takes effort. It takes energy. You have to remember to remember. It's a conscious effort. So you can think negatively without even trying. You can think negatively unconsciously. You don't need any help. I don't need to remind you or teach you. You don't need to read a book about how to think negative. Okay, everybody knows how to do it. Why? Because we've been socially conditioned our entire lives to think negative. That's not going to work. Who are we to think that's going to happen? Why does this person think they're going to get to that level? Most people are average. Okay, by definition, most people are average. It is easier to think negative and do nothing than it is to think positive and put in hard work. All of that I'm saying is to say this. If you think you're going to lose, if you're already thinking about losing, if you're already thinking about why it won't work, why people are against you, why things are biased, why politics are going to hold you back, if any of those thoughts are crossing your mind right now, I'm telling you, don't even worry about it, because you shouldn't even take part. You shouldn't even partake in the thing that you've been thinking about, the thing that you're already mentally complaining about before anything even happened. You shouldn't even partake. Okay, but here's what you can do though. Let me throw you an olive branch here. Here's what you can do. I'll throw you a lifeline here. Stop thinking about losing. Stop thinking about things not working out. Stop thinking about why this situation is not going to turn out in your favor. Stop thinking about anything that is not 100% completely backing up, completely supporting the positive outcome that you want. And that sounds so damn simple, so damn easy. You're like, Dre, that's obvious. Everybody could think that. Yeah, I know it's obvious. The obvious, here's the secret about life, and I'm gonna end it on this point. Everything you want to know about success is obvious. All right, there ain't no secrets. Everything you want to know about success, I can write down on a 3x5 index card, and you heard every single one of them before. The only challenge is, are you going to do it, or are you not? Work on your game. DreAllDay.com.